Hello, everybody. Welcome back to our channel. Welcome back to South of the Mouth podcast. My name is Jeremiah. This is my brother, Brandon. Who's ready for some predictions? Dude, what games do you have? What games do you have on the slate for us?
All right, so I don't have quite as many as last week. I didn't feel there were as many that really needed addressed. I've got 10 in particular that I think are going to be, games to look at. Also wanted to address the games from last week that we, all had our picks on. Both of us went 19-7, so it's 19 wins and 17 losses. The games that we split, you lost the Oregon and Oklahoma or Ohio State game. I lost the Idaho and whoever they played the game. I can't remember. I don't remember off the top of my head. Anyway, and we both missed the Tennessee, FSU, and USC games. Tennessee's not just letting down their own team, their own fans. Now they're letting down all SEC fans.
They're just not fair because Tennessee should have beat Pitt. FSU should beat Jacksonville State. I'm mad about those two games.
Yeah.
What was the other one?
USC, FSU, and Tennessee.
I was really hoping for USC.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. And the worst part about that USC game is Stanford got skull drugged by Kansas State the week before. Kansas State. Yeah. No, I'm not. I'm not being disrespectful to Kansas State, but I mean, they're not a top tier program right now. So anyway, moving forward, predictions. Now, I don't know about you, but we can start with number 1 and number 11, Alabama versus Florida. I'm not going to make a prediction on a ranked SEC Alabama versus anybody game. So you can if you want to. I'm staying out of that one because I just feel like that's bad juju since I'm an Alabama fan. I'm gonna leave that one alone.
How about this? I will say good things about both teams, and I will say bad things about both teams.
Do that. Make it quick.
The good thing about Florida is they're running a 2-quarterback system that hasn't been seen in ages, and Emory Jones and that Richardson kid, they are both looking really solid. They're able to fill up the stat sheet real quick and in a hurry. Alabama has a solid run game forming, which is something we haven't seen in 2 or 3 years as Alabama fans. We haven't had the need for a run game because our quarterbacks have been able to throw it. And what this does is it opens up a dynamic to where Bryce Young can beat them deep or he can hand the ball off. We got Jace McClellan. We got B-Rob. Like they're taking up the game, man. They're filling up the stat sheet. So, both teams are really looking good on the offensive side of the ball.
Right.
While our first string defense is really good, the second string defense is not. We think that comes at the end of against Mercer. We were letting up too much. I will say, we had a freshman in as a defensive back, and he broke up 3 or 4 passes, and made an interception in his first start as a fill-in for Jalen Armour-Davis and
yeah.
Kool-Aid. So I don't know, both teams, I'm really excited. I want to see a good, solid football game, and that's all I can ask for.
Cool. I'm with that. I just felt like we should at least talk about it since it's going to be probably one of the bigger games of the weekend.
Hold on. We have a top 25 released already. I did not know we had it released.
Okay, shoot me real quick. Where's Oregon at?
Oregon is number 4.
Okay.
Georgia 2. Ohio State went to number 9. They did not make that top 10 prediction. My bad on that one.
Well, all right. Next we got UGA versus South Carolina. I'm going to take UGA. I do like what South Carolina's doing. I think Shane Beamer is changing the culture, kind of like what Pittman's doing over in Arkansas. I think Shane Beamer he's going to build something halfway decent there, especially if he can start getting some recruits to buy in and come there and his players to buy in. But I don't think he's anywhere close to that now, especially against a stacked Georgia team. Now, that being said, it wasn't so long ago that South Carolina shocked Georgia out of nowhere. So it's not impossible. And if we're reading back over this next week and I'm going like, well,
what did I
thanks,
know?
Georgia. Yeah, I mean, I won't be shocked if it happens, but I'm taking Georgia in this one.
I had the same mentality. I love Georgia in this game. I love that they outmatch South Carolina in every possible capacity. I think that Georgia
and they got their former coach as the defensive analyst. So
yeah, they do have South Carolina's former coach and Coach Boom. Here's the deal: the South Carolina team has caught Georgia sleeping before. I'm not going to put it past them. I'm going Georgia, but I'm putting them on upset alert because of the last time they were in this position. So they're potentially getting beat, but I'm not saying that they're going to get beat. I think they're going to handily dispose of South Carolina, but these games are the type of games that Kirby always gets caught in. And these are the games where Kirby gets caught sleeping the most.
Right.
And it's not – he usually gets out-coached in these like lower-tier SEC games. And I'm just putting it out there.
All right. I'm with it. Next game we got Oklahoma and Nebraska. I think the safe pick here is Oklahoma. Obviously, they should go in and just dominate this game. The thing is, Oklahoma has not been what everybody has predicted them to be. Now, hopefully Lincoln Riley's got his crew together and doing what they should be doing. It's hard to tell from last week because the team that they played was at Western Carolina.
Eastern something. So I don't know. Western, whatever
it was. I mean, they won 76-0. I mean, that's
nothing.
And I'm not going to knock Tulane, and I'll tell you why here in just a second. But this Oklahoma-Nebraska game, Nebraska has been getting trashed on for weeks, especially since they lost the opener to Illinois, and then now Illinois has been like, oh yeah, we suck now. It's, oh no, we suck again. After week one. But I'm putting Oklahoma on upset alert for this game. I'm taking them. I'm going to pick Oklahoma, but I'm like you did in the first one. I'm putting Oklahoma on the upset alert for this game.
I like Oklahoma in this game. Like you said, I don't see how Nebraska can do it. I can't wrap my head around it. The line
is rings are made of, man.
Like they're a 22-point underdog in this game. I can't go for it. 61.5 is the over under. I'm going to go Oklahoma. I agree with the upset alert. It's bound to happen to this Oklahoma team at some point.
Yeah,
that's all.
I don't think it's going to be Nebraska, but I wouldn't be surprised if it did happen, just because they're tired of getting trashed.
My hope.
Next up is Cincinnati versus Indiana. I think Cincinnati is going to go in and handle business. I don't think there's really anything else to say about that one.
Nah, but Cincinnati is a 3.5-point favorite in this game.
I think they win by 10 or 15 or 10 or 14 or whatever.
I think they're going by 3 touchdowns. So nobody
may be closer to right.
I just think
next is probably the big. I mean, I hate to say, even though we got Alabama, Florida, but this is probably the biggest game, in my opinion, of the weekend because of the implications of this. Penn State versus Auburn. Auburn's going up to Penn State to play this game, and we're going to find out just where both teams stand. We got 2 ranked teams, 10 versus 22. Auburn's out here beating, junior varsity teams by 107 points, and they're ready to win a national championship. And then you've got Penn State, who barely escaped Wisconsin in a hard-fought game. And I mean that's what you do to build some momentum. You win hard-fought games. But we're going to see, because this is I think it's going to be a knockdown drag-out. I don't think either team's going to come out and run away with it. I think it may come down, to the last quarter, the last 5 to 10 minutes. I don't know, but I don't think Auburn's going to come out and put up 50 points on them. And I don't think Penn State's going to hold Auburn under 30. And I don't think Penn State's going to come out and put out 40 points. So I think it's going to be a really close game. And I really want to watch this game. I'm so excited to watch it.
This is that game that really tests where Auburn's at.
Yeah.
I am on the Auburn hype train. They're my least favorite team outside of LSU and Tennessee in all of college football. Reasons should be pretty easy to pick up on. They're playing in Happy Valley, though. They're playing in Beaver Stadium in Pennsylvania at Penn State, and it's going to be a wideout.
Yep.
I really love Penn State in this game, but I think my expectations are way up too high for Penn State.
Because this is the very type of game that that Penn State has dropped under
James Franklin.
Yeah, James Franklin's leadership, and that's not a knock on Franklin because he's a great coach, but these are the kind of marquee games where you go in thinking, oh, he's got a great team now, and then he goes in and they just drop it. So we're going to really get to see how well he has prepared this team for this type of game. But I'm taking Penn State. I think it's going to be a close game, but I got Penn State.
Look, I want to go Penn State. I'm not going to be upset if Penn State wins, but this is that game where I'm like, man, Auburn's got to either show up or shut up.
Yeah.
And so, like, I'm going to put my money on Auburn.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna stick with it. I think that this is a game where, like I said, they got to put up or shut up. And afterwards, you will never hear me pick Auburn again.
Right.
But those type of games on the flip side of Penn State dropping them, this is the type of games that Auburn wins.
Yeah.
This is the time where Auburn comes in and says, hey, we're this team. We've seen it against Georgia. We've seen it against Alabama. We've seen it, against really, really highly ranked teams. This Auburn team, if they're an underdog, which they are, they're 6-point underdog with a over/under of 53.
That'll be that fuel that fires it. So, yeah, I can see it.